Hey Deb, I got a surprise for you and your kids. Does that look interesting to you, Deb? Here, there's some leftover salad greens from dinner. Come get them. So I feel kind of bad for my farm's lone duckling right now. The little duckling who I've named Chicken is living with Deb and her 5 children. And while Chicken the duckling's doing okay, I definitely can tell that they're not exactly fitting in with the chickens. Like, it's really funny when I watch them, I can see that the little chicks are kind of terrified of the duckling, even though the duckling is like 1/2 their size and is probably only, I don't know, it's about 5 or 6 days old, while the chicks are almost 3 weeks old. And all of Deb's children are acting like one single team, like they move together everywhere. But whenever the duckling comes running around, they all scatter. And it's kind of like they want nothing to do with that poor little duckling. And I got to admit, I've been spending hours out here watching all of these interactions. It's become like one of my favorite things to watch over the last couple of days. And I don't say that in the name of being cruel, but it's just interesting to see the birds definitely form a clique. And if one bird does not look like all the other birds in the clique, they're very quick to excommunicate, which I personally think is really sad, because one of my favorite things about my farm is the diversity that we have here on the farm. The diversity of animals, the diversity of plants, the diversity of activities. And then all of those things working together, I personally believe that's what makes farm life beautiful. Isn't that right, Abby dog? Would you agree, Toby dog? Abby, yes, you stay seated. You don't try to steal Toby's pets. Toby gets his own pets, and then a seated Abby, she can get her pets. That's how this works. And then a wily Pablo barn cat is stalking through the garden right now. What's up there, Pobs? Pablo does not like Abby energy, but he and Toby, they're best friends, even though they're kind of different. And hi, Pablo. It's good to see you, my friend. You know, Pablo was actually the first animal we ever got on the farm.
Hey guys, it's Editing Morgan here, and before I get too much further into this video, I figured I'd just stop and take a moment to say a couple of important things. Number one, this video was recorded before the flooding happened here in Peacham, Vermont, and so you might be wondering, well, what happened to the animals? What's all going on? You'll see that video next week, and so just know that this video was recorded before all of that happened. Number two, thank you to everybody who's been donating and contributing to the GoFundMes, as well as the special fundraiser button that you see right here on YouTube. You guys are making a massive difference for our tiny little community here in the Northeast Kingdom of Vermont. And so I just really wanted to say thank you. It means the world to me just to see how generous you guys are. And then number three, I wanted to point out 2 more families who are in need, and it's just really heartbreaking stories. First off, I wanted to share with you guys about my friends Deb and Armand. They are shop owners here in Vermont. Actually, they're in Barnet, Vermont, like just over the border, about, you know, their store is about 5 minutes away from my farm. And that store is such an important part of our tiny little community in terms of being just a social hub, as well as the place to get like staples or anything that you might need without having to drive, 30 minutes into town. And so they play such a crucial role. And if you actually look what happened to them, it is completely heartbreaking, and so I will leave a link to their GoFundMe down below. And then the second thing is my friend Rachael, who is a single mother, and her house was just condemned from the flooding, and she's trying to figure out what she's going to do next, and she needs help as well. And so any support you guys can offer, again, it means the world to me. And then finally, I am super excited to hang out with you guys this weekend. Starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, on Saturday, I'm going to do a 24-hour live stream. That's right, I'm hanging out with you guys for 24 hours straight. We'll be trying to raise more money for flood relief here in Peacham, Vermont, as well as nearby Barnet, Vermont. And we'll be having some games. We'll be having some giveaways. We're going to have some special guests that might like blow your mind when you guys see who ends up showing up here. And yeah, like I think it should be a good time. I think I originally said that it was going to be Friday. I had to move it just because of a scheduling conflict. But yes, starting at 1 p.m. on Saturday, it's going to happen. So I hope to see you guys there, and we should have a lot of fun. And again, from the bottom of my heart, it really means the world to me that you are all so generous and you're helping us, and you're making a big difference in this community of folks who really need some help right now. So thank you. All right, with all of that rambling out of the way, let's get back to the video.
Back in the winter of 2018, before I even moved up to this farm, and my wife was here by herself, I got Pablo as a way to control the mice and keep her company. And I think they made for a pretty good team, don't you, Toby Dog? Yeah. All right, Abby Dog, you wanna go do some of the chores up top? Yeah? All right, let's go. We're gonna do the night chores up top. It's been a very long, hot day here on the farm. I think the high was like 89 degrees, which is, in my opinion, way too hot. Tobington, your job is to stay here and stay guard, okay, buddy? We gotta move the crew to moo. Hey, Q's. How's everybody doing? What's up there, Bonnie? That right there is Bonnie McMurray. Oh, Bonnie McMurray. So yeah, it's time for my PM cattle move. I move them twice a day. And what's gonna happen here is when I move them on the second time for the day, I actually don't usually move the infrastructure. So like their shade mobiles will stay placed. And I'll leave their waterer exactly where it is too. But the one thing I will do is pull up the fence and yell, "Hey, cows! Come on, girls, fresh grass, come on, girls, let's go, chop, chop, let's go, come on, fresh grass, who wants fresh grass, come on, keep going, go for it, Amelia, get that fresh grass. Ariel, Betty White, unnamed little brown cow that I still have to decide on a name for, come on, let's go. And there's the stud, Macho Man, what's going on, buddy? It looks like Annabelle, who's that cow. She just started going into heat today, and so I've seen her and Macho Man pairing off. And so even though she already had a calf so far this year, hopefully she'll get pregnant pretty soon, and we'll have her do another calf. There's Annabelle's calf right over there. Hey, Amanda, how's it going? Good to see you. Hey, Belle. How's it going? Yeah, we got all 4 calves. They are definitely becoming very close friends. And it's funny, they each have their own little personality. Betty Rubble right there is definitely the chillest and most friendly. The most mischievous is Belle. Betty White and the unnamed calf really do like to play with Abby. And I gotta actually keep Abby's playing in check. Abby, are you gonna be a good girl? Be kind to them. It's funny, I think the calves think of Abby as like another calf, and Abby kind of thinks of the calves as dogs. When Betty White was first born, she was about the size of the unnamed calf, which is actually smaller than Abby. But now you can see, even though she's, I don't know, probably about 6 weeks old, she's much bigger than Abby. It's amazing how quickly they grow. Isn't that right, Abby? You don't get any bigger, but the coos do. Like even this fly paper I have here for the fly traps I use for my cattle. Yeah, this stuff is super useful for helping keep your cattle fly free. In my mind, would you look at that sky? I absolutely love evenings like this. It's so incredibly relaxing and peaceful. The hot sun is dissipated. There's no bugs in the air, or at least not too many bugs in the air. And it's just wicked peaceful out here. And you can just kind of feel the vibe of the end of the day. I always say that like the beginning of the day up here in the pasture with the cattle is my favorite part of the day. But evenings like this, doing chores to wrap up for the night, probably follow in a close second. Let's check in with the chickens, huh? I want to move my chicken coop tonight. Has everybody gone to bed? All right, I'm locking you up early. Some viewers actually pointed this out to me and I didn't even know it. This automatic chicken door is actually made in Slovenia. And I just assumed that this logo was like a poorly drawn chicken, but it turns out that it's actually the country of Slovenia. And that's what the shape of the country is, and it kind of looks like a chicken, which I feel like is a very appropriate logo for the Run Chicken company here. I'm not great at this, but I'm getting better. My goal is by the end of the summer to just be able to back up to this thing automatically and connect to the hitch without having to look. Maybe that'll come with a little time. Now we're ready to roll. I forgot a crucial step. It's important to take out the eggs before you drive the egg mobile. So these nesting boxes are not working out. I really got to redesign them and build new ones pronto because my eggs are filthy these days. And I think I have one chicken that's an egg eater. I've got like some egg yolk in there. Somebody pecked open one of the eggs. So I don't know, I got some nesting box problems right now. There we go. Now the chickens can get up as soon as the sun comes up tomorrow morning. The other really cool thing about this door is it closes on its own about 20 minutes after sundown and opens about 20 minutes after sunrise. It's almost 9 o'clock at night right now, and so just because the cattle got fresh pasture now, I don't have to get up here until about 9 tomorrow because I actually have to run a couple errands first thing in the morning, so this works out perfect. All right, got to sample some of that chicken water, huh, Abby? All right, let's go back downstairs. All right, Abs, let's get all the other birds locked up. And we'll feed you and Toby Dog. I know, you're excited. You can tell it's food time. First, we gotta lock up our baby birds. Inside, there you go. They'll be out in the morning, don't worry. Toby dog's hiding out in his summer home, which is underneath the winter home. Especially in the summer months, both dogs love it underneath there. All right, let's see if Lavender Brown and her chicks went to bed on their own tonight. So for the past couple of nights, I've had to put them to bed manually because the new little chicks that Lavender hatched out don't seem to be able to find their way back in. Oh, I got excited and I thought they put themselves to bed. But I can see Lavender right there. And what really sucks about this task is I've got to now catch them and avoid having them run underneath their house. I keep this bucket out there now. You can see all 5 of them right here. Say hello to all the good people at home. They're very cute. Okay, you want to go with your mama? Hang on. I'm going to put you back in with your mama, and I can hear your mama's not all that happy that you're not with them. Here you go. And now everybody's reunited, and you can say goodnight. Good night, everybody. I'll take their waters so I can refill these for first thing tomorrow morning. Give them a clean out too. So Carmen the Cochin, who is my other chicken who's in there still sitting on eggs, she's still going, but she should hatch at any moment now. I thought she actually was about to hatch a couple days ago, but I think I did my calculations wrong, and I probably confused the eggs that she was sitting on with the ones that Lavender was sitting on, and so I mixed up the 2 clutches. But those eggs should hatch any day now. Hey, Toby dog, you ready for your dinner? They usually like it when I add a little bit of water to their kibble. All right, Abby dog, come here. I'm gonna feed you in the shark tank. So Abby continues to be in the very bad habit of trying to steal Toby's food. And so I've taken to feeding them in separate locations. I'll feed Abby in that kennel and you know, she'll wait till Toby dog finishes his food and then I'll set everybody free. All right, there you go, buddy. Enjoy. You're such a good pup. You're such a beaut. While we wait for the dogs to eat their food, I did want to show you guys one other thing. All the frogs are out. Hanging around by the pond. You can see all the dragonflies. You can hear the ducks off in the distance. So that's all of our compost for this year, or at least the bedding that was inside the hoop coop. It's really cool to see this pond turning into an ecosystem finally. Took a lot of time and a lot of work, but it's finally getting there. Actually, later this week, I'm slated to start the work on developing the spring that's out there. And so my plan is to have a spring line like run basically through siphoning, like so it's got like that constant flow and pressure, and have it like keep running down into here so that it ultimately becomes a fresh water source for the pond, and it can serve as a water source for my cattle, particularly in the winter. Huh, what's that? I think I just heard something over here. Hoping to show you guys some frogs. I'm not seeing any tonight. I'm hearing them. But it's funny, we're at that point in the summer where it's no longer getting lighter and lighter every day, and it's now starting to get darker and darker. And I got to admit, it's kind of a relief. I feel like I burn both ends of the candle extra hard in those summer months because I'm like sort of up with the sun, and then my day basically concludes with the sun. And so on those days when there is like nothing but constant sunshine, it makes for a very long day, you know? I usually turn off my water pump at night just in case something happens. I mean, it could run constantly and it would be fine. It wouldn't really even waste all that much water, but I will usually shut it off at night. You almost done there, kid? Yeah? You enjoyed that? Or you keep working. Let's see how Abington's doing. The other thing is Abby eats so much faster than Toby dog. It's ridiculous. Like, sometimes I worry she's gonna make herself sick because she eats so fast. Abby, leave Toby alone. This is part of your training now. I want you to stay with me. Can you sit? Good. That's a good girl. Yeah. You just be a good girl and you stay with me. You do not bother Toby. Hey, hey, hey. No, no, no. I see what you're trying to do. Wait till Toby's done. See, okay. Toby's now, yep, he's taking his after eating pee. And he's going to wander around. Okay, Abby, you did a good job there. I'm proud of you. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed these evening chores tonight, and I'll be back soon with another video. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you're really curious,